Other interesting political news, you have Tennessee passing a law that now allows the death penalty for child abusers. And cover your ears if you have children listening. I'm talking about people who are they commit adult acts on children. I try to keep this moderately family friendly, so if you're listening to it when you're working around the house or something, you don't have to worry about it being too bombastic or too crass, so to say. And yeah, thankfully the law did pass. Fascinatingly enough, 19 people did vote against this. Now, again, this law just allows it. It doesn't say every single time it has to happen. I think it should, but nevertheless, it just gives these judges the option to enforce. Now, this comes to us thanks to Libs of TikTok, in which she says, quote, "New Tennessee law allowing the death penalty for child abusers goes into effect today. 19 people voted against it. All 19 were Democrats." Which, I don't think that's a coincidence. Now, this is reposted thanks to a local news network in Tennessee called, was it the 5 News? Which, yeah, looks like it went successfully through. Wow, of all that list, 19 said no. Wow. Can you read their names? Sure. If you're local, again, if you realize these people are trying to protect these child abusers and you want to vote them out appropriately or protest them or primary them in the next upcoming re-election, names are rather Bien, Hamper, Jen, Clondus, Nimby, Freeman, Hardaway, Harris, Hemmer, Johnson G, Jones, Love, McKinsey, Miller, Mitchell, Parkinson, Pearson, Powell, and Shaw. Those appear to be the 19 people who voted against this because they wanted to protect the child abusers. Because they think the child abusers have the right to live. Which again, this also increases the burden in terms of the legal system. Again, the death penalty, if you're going for that, the burden of proof does increase. So that's the trade-off that some judges and some lawyers might see in this instance, now that they have this option. Do they have enough evidence to push for it? So that's something to take into account as well. And Web Battle got 774,000 views, 27,000 likes. One of the first comments comes from Paul Zupa saying, quote, "Democrats fighting harder for abusers of children than for children," unquote, getting 563 likes. The Texas one says, "How could anyone vote against this?" getting 28 likes. Planet of Memes, again, they're not doing so great today. They did not, in fact, respond in meme form, but the Planet of Memes says, quote, "The punishment for committing a crime like this against a child should be as harsh as possible," unquote, getting 108 likes. Perkles the Great says, do you want to see criminal penalties become harsher like Tennessee and Nigeria? Nigeria, I think they call it the OG. Thanks to the Urban Dictionary, I now know that means original gangster. It says, R word will be surgically castrated, and anyone who R words a child will face a death penalty under the new laws in the Nigerian state. That's a good deterrence, and, I mean, technically speaking, a permanent solution to solve this problem. Which, again, one of the most horrifying things is that the people who abuse children have a high propensity of being double and triple. They have a high propensity of repeating those offenses. Again, one is too many. Now, scrolling down, that did get 320 likes. Trump.ai says Democrats support pedos, getting 176 likes. DK says, of course Democrats voted against this. If it were up to them, they'd let these perpetrators walk free on a $500 bond. Fact check, they don't like bonds, so it'd be a $0 bond. But nevertheless, that did get 100 likes. Jeez. Livercat Media TM says, good grief. And it's the iconic scene from Jaws. Instead of saying they're going to need a bigger ship, he says, we're going to need a bigger wood chipper. Getting 81 likes. First Word says Democrats are soft on crime because their constituents are criminals. Getting 104 likes. The Flag Guy says every state should implement this. Getting 72 likes. There's any contrarians here. Again, in terms of this being something that's become a political issue with more, I can kind of break it down, more often than not, Republicans and conservatives are the folks who believe in death penalty. Even in that group, that is, to some people, a divisive topic, since some people are very religious, they think that everyone deserves redemption. And they think it is still cruel and unusual to take their life, even though they've committed these horrific acts. Which one could also argue this taking their life simply just accelerates their path to meeting God. So they're just giving them a shortcut, or more accurately, to be judged by St. Peter and sent to hell. If you believe in those same things, then yeah. So overwhelming support for this in the comment section here. Now it'll be interesting to see if more and more states adopt this. Because again, I think Florida was in Q4 2023, I believe they adopted this. But believe it or not, in terms of the United States, the death penalty is not used as often as people think. It's rarely used, and it's ridiculous. It sometimes takes 10 to 20, 30 years to actually make it happen legally through the whole process because there are so many instances for them to appeal it, and it's astonishing how inefficient the public sector is. Well, I guess no, it shouldn't be too surprising, but it is nevertheless. And again, this simply gives the judges the option to do it. Doesn't mean they're going to happen every single time. And again, some of these judges, I know in some areas of the United States, they would very much like to have this ability to punish these people. I was going to say these people. I would say that they're not even people, morally vacuous scum that commit these types of criminal acts. But again, what will the public say? Do you think people will vote against some of these? I mean, it'll be interesting to see at the end of the day, do these people lose their upcoming re-elections because they voted in favor of this? Or, more accurately, hopefully, they just voted based on their constituents, and the constituents realize some risks aren't worth taking in terms of, again, these perpetrators have a high recidivism rate. Let's make sure they don't do it again. Give them their legal day in court to prove themselves innocent. Or, in many cases, they're proved beyond reasonable doubt they are not. So let me know, where are you in the United States? So in terms of, does your area allow this option to be given to judges? Do you think they should expand this more? Again, this is just one state. And in some states, no matter what you do, like Illinois, I believe it's still to this day, no matter what horrific crime you do, they own a death penalty. Which, I mean, to me personally, that's ridiculous. But maybe I should give them some slack. I mean, Chicago's doing great. It's a great, safe place to live. Oh wait, that's a joke, because obviously it's been horrifying, terrible for businesses and people for decades. So let me know in the comments, what are your thoughts on this? Do you think it is happening in your area? Do you think people will overwhelmingly support it? And a little fun curveball, or not really curveball, ADHD question. Do you think at a federal level we'll ever see this option being given to judges across the United States? Or, again, because, again, this is also it is a state's, crime in terms of the frequency. But still, it'd be interesting to give that option. Let me know in the comments. As always, I'd be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in. Again, trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So if you could click that button, I would greatly appreciate it. Also, leaving a thumbs up, thumbs down, or a comment is a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take the time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight.